Alright, in today's video, I've got a bit of a confession to make. I'm not quite desperate for content, but I just haven't had enough time to get all of the Iceland videos edited from this hard drive here. So I'm kind of lagging behind with the content, but I will catch up. So I had a brilliant idea for some sort of desperation content, and that is that Alex Armitage, he did this video a few weeks back of him showing his girlfriend all of his outrageously expensive camera gear and trying to justify it. So I thought I'd copy that, and I think Alex copied that off this YouTuber. I don't know who was the original, doesn't really matter. But what I thought I'd do is a similar thing, but I'd take it one stage further. So I've got my beautiful wife, Amanda, here, but I've also got my mother-in-law, Jenny.
Who's also beautiful.
Yes.
Thanks.
So I thought we could just kind of take things to the next level with it being like that. So what I've got, Jenny, is I've got all of my travelling camera gear. Like, this is only a fraction of the actual camera gear that I've got. It's shameful, it really is. But this is what I travel with, right? This is the stuff that I have to have. And I want you to kind of look at this stuff and try and judge what you think the value is. And then I'll try and offer some kind of justification for the outrageous price tag.
Okay. I'll start with the headlamp, because I have one.
Oh yeah, so you know what that costs, eh?
Black diamond, yeah, I'd say $70.
Where do you get your deals? I think I paid $200 for that. I got robbed.
You did get robbed.
I bought it in Lake Louise. Of course I got robbed. So that was about $200, wasn't it? What about you, love? Do you want to pick one that you're not too sure about?
This one's kind of little.
Yeah.
So I think that's cheap.
Cheap's a dirty word. This is my 55mm prime lens. Very good for portrait photography.
Oh, portrait photography.
What?
Well, there might be a wedding coming up.
I don't do wedding photography.
Oh. What about for family?
I guess, for family I'd have to, wouldn't I, really?
Yeah, well, there's a wedding in 2 days. Bruce and I are going to get married.
Didn't I tell you?
I thought we were just visiting.
No.
You know what, Jenny, though? Because you're family, I'll give you a pretty cheap deal. I'll just charge you half price. Anyway, what do you think that cost?
$300.
I wish. I think I paid about $800 for that.
$800 for that?
Yeah. Don't let the size fool you. So you can see it's a pretty tasty lens. But this was actually about $800, which in the grand scheme of things, you guys know, is not that bad for photography.
Well, I'm expecting pretty good wedding photos then. If you get an $800 lens.
Well, I mean, I've got another lens that might be a bit better than that for weddings, if you want to try and guess which one that is.
I'm going to go this one.
Yeah.
What does the H mean?
Hasselblad, that's the Hasselblad logo. So this one is the Hasselblad XCD 135E prime lens, and it's absolutely gorgeous. This produces a really delicious bokeh, unless you don't like lemon-shaped bokeh, which some people really don't like, but I like it. I've had complaints. This lens costs just under $6,000.
Whoa.
Yeah. So is that the one you want me to use for the
Whoa,
wedding?
$6,000.
Yeah.
Isn't this like a hobby for you?
No, this is what I do professionally.
Wow.
Well, what do you spend your money on for your hobbies?
Stuff for my sewing room.
Yeah, how much did your sewing machine cost?
Probably about $3,000. But I mean, Gavin, I'm good at my hobbies.
Well, you get what you pay for when it comes to wedding photography, don't you?
I guess.
Yeah. Right, so that's that one.
I like this. It's a case.
Right, that's my bag of case filters. And to be quite honest with you, I have no idea what these cost. I'll put these up on screen. So I think it's probably around about $500.
What? For this case?
For the bits of glass.
For glass.
It's not the case, it's the bits of glass. It's the filters. I think there's about 5 filters in here. You've got NDs, circular polarizers.
Do they come in a set, or are they all separate? Yeah,
they come in a set. You can buy different types, I think. And these just work really good for me. And they're magnetic, so you can clip them on and off real quick. As a professional, love, you've got to have the best tools for the job. You can't be having a $30 filter off of eBay. You know what I mean? I tried those in the early days. They were all shit. Right, Jenny, what do you think? What do you want to try next?
What's this?
It's my blower.
Oh, like $5?
This is camera gear. Add another 20 at least.
What?
$25
For a turkey baster.
Yeah, actually, you can spend quite a lot. Some of them are a bit more flashy, bigger ones. You can spend a fortune on these things. They're ridiculous, but I probably paid, I don't know, $20 or something like that.
Wow.
I know, it's criminal, isn't it?
How about this? Osmo.
Yeah, that's my Osmo Pocket 3. This is my vlogging camera. This is what I typically shoot most of my videos with. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really like it that much. It's got more bells and whistles than the previous version, but I actually preferred the previous simpler version, which was quite a bit cheaper. This is about, I don't know, $750 or something like that.
For that little gadget.
That little gadget.
Wow.
But it comes with this wireless microphone, which you can see here, which you'll always see in my videos, usually clipped here. So it's great for what it does, but I actually prefer the older, obsolete version, which you can get for a few $100s less. So if you're in the market for one of these, sorry DJI, I know you won't like me saying this, but I prefer the old one. And when this dies, which it will probably die in about 3 weeks, because I'll just destroy it, I abuse these cameras, I'll probably get the previous version instead of one of these.
What's this?
That's me drone.
Oh.
You know all that spectacular drone footage that you see in my videos? You watch my videos, don't you? You subscribed?
I did subscribe because you asked me to.
Yeah. By the way, if you're enjoying this content, please subscribe to the channel and give the thumbs up to the video too. So what do you think that cost?
That's probably the most expensive thing.
Really?
I think so.
It flies.
I'm gonna say 10 grand.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, you overvalued that one. That was about 6 grand, about almost 3 years ago.
Oh.
So it's probably maybe a little bit less now. I'm not sure. I haven't checked, but yeah, about 6 grand. And I've got to say, as expensive as it was, this is the Mavic 3 Cine. It has been absolutely brilliant. The stuff that comes out of that is top notch.
I'll have to watch a video.
Well, you're in some of them.
Oh, I've watched those.
You watched those, do you?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, thought you might.
I'm gonna choose this.
Stories Within Stories by Gavin Hardcastle. Costs about $110 US, but that includes free shipping to your door. There's a link in the description if you want to get a copy. Signed as well, so yeah. You knew exactly how much that one cost, so I didn't even bother asking you.
Should I not have picked this one?
No, I'm glad you did. Thank you very much. You've read your copy though, have you?
Yeah, I looked at it.
But you haven't read it.
Read it, like all the way through?
Yeah.
I've been really busy.
Right, let's pick another one.
You want me to pick another one?
Yeah, because that was a bit of a cheat, that one.
Gloves.
Right. These are my new gloves from Otex, which I'll be quite honest with you, I haven't tested these out yet, so I don't know if these are the business, but I'm told by the people at Otex that they're waterproof, and I'm going to be testing that out on this trip because I'm sure it's going to piss down at some point. So I think, I don't know what these cost. I'll put it up on the screen. That's what these cost. Report coming soon.
What's this?
That is my 2 terabyte SSD drive. So this is what I store all of my video and stills on when I'm traveling, connected to my laptop. You have to have one of these as a traveling professional photographer. It's 2 terabytes. How much do you think that cost? That's a little thing.
$30.
God, I wish it did. This was probably about $400.
What? $400?
For a block.
For a block of plastic. Yeah, I know it's criminal, and it's criminal. But you have to have them, right? Because without them, your cameras fill up and you can't shoot anymore. So you've got to dump your images.
This.
Oh, my tripod.
Yeah.
So that's my FLM tripod, and on top of that, I have a really right stuff ball head. That is the ultimate combination for tripods. If you're gonna spend a bit of money on a tripod and a ball head, it's got to be this. So what? I've forgotten what model number the tripod is, but what price tag do you think comes with just the tripod, not the ball head?
When you say a bit of money, is that lower or higher than what?
Well, you've got to guess. What do you think the tripod costs?
Well, if I was you and I said a bit, $63.50.
$6,000.
$63.50 for this part.
No, I think I might be wrong. But last time I looked, I think the tripod itself was about $1,300.
What?
Yeah.
For a stand with 3 legs. You can just get like a 3-legged stool. Like a lot cheaper.
It really is.
Yeah, it's just like, wow.
It is a stand with 3 legs. I have abused this. This has been in oceans, glaciers, rivers, mud, sand, ice, snow, everything. I've abused it. And it's still pretty good after almost 5 years. And then the ball head.
So where does the ball head start this thing?
Yeah, how much do you think that costs? Just the ball head.
Oh, that's like separate on top of the cost of the $1,300 for the legs.
Of course it is. You have to buy it separately. It doesn't all come as
So that's
well.
$13. It's like $400 a leg.
Yeah, well, you're really good at maths. I couldn't figure that out. What do you think?
Is it more or less?
I'm not telling you.
Well, it's smaller, so I'm gonna say that was 600.
Oh, generous. It probably was about 600 Canadian.
What?
I think I paid about 500 USD for that, plus all the shipping and the duties. Because you gotta pay your duties, don't you? Yeah, so good guess there, love. Good guess.
So this alone is $2,000.
Oh, it's getting there, yeah. It's getting close to $2,000 just for a bloody tripod. What's your next pick?
Well, I guess I have a really nice wedding ring if he's spending this much on all this
I
stuff.
would hope so.
Definitely was.
Is that green bag up for discussion?
Everything is.
Oh.
What do you think that is? I'm sure you know what that is.
Oh, that's to cover your face.
It's a bug net.
Yes.
And it's not just any bug net, it's got a really fine weave so that midges, bastard midges, can't get in. So I bought that in Scotland a few years ago. Cost a lot more because I bought it in Scotland. What do you think I paid for that?
I don't know, I'm just thinking if I could make one of those, I could make it for $20.
Yeah, plus your labour though, eh?
Yeah, but it wouldn't take me long. I'm really good. Yeah. So, $40?
That's probably about, I probably paid about £40 for it, which is probably more like $60, which was, I think, a rip-off. But as a photographer, landscape photographer, especially in Scotland, especially in the spring, if you don't have one of these, you're going to get massacred. You look so beautiful.
These.
Those are batteries for my Sony cameras. What do you think they cost?
Well, we just had to replace the camper battery, so at least cheaper than that. I
Oh
would
yeah.
hope.
Guess.
$63 each.
You're probably round about right,
Really?
actually. Yeah, I'll double check. I'm not really sure, but I'll put these up on the screen. And if you've got it right, you win a prize.
What do I
A
win?
kiss.
This.
Yeah, that is
A lens? Is
a
that what
lens.
that-
It's a 100 to 400 telephoto lens, and
Whoa.
extends all the way out there. What do you think that costs? For my Sony camera, I use that quite a lot. This is good for action shots, landscape photography, wildlife. I don't shoot much wildlife, but it's been very good for me, this lens.
900.
900.
Hey, look at how big it is.
Well, think about...
Yeah, it's not like if this is 600, this is like a third bigger. That's like
6,000.
oh,
Not 600.
right, 6,000.
I wish it was hundreds.
Oh, okay. So instead of 900, I'll add a 0. 9,000.
All right.
So it's more than that one
You
now.
think it's more than that one?
Yeah, because it's bigger.
Well, that is some sort of logical justification because that's much smaller and it was less
Yeah,
expensive.
it's like do.
Yeah. This was about, I think, 4,000-ish, 4,000 something. And you know, you might think that's a lot of money, but for what I've got out of this lens, I'm just trying to justify it here, but this has given me some of the best images. I think that's worth $4,000 any day of the week.
How about the laptop?
Oh, good call. So, every travelling landscape photographer has to have a laptop for a multitude of reasons, mainly just to download your images so that you can actually see what you've been shooting, back them up. But then you've got the usual business stuff, checking your emails, deleting troll comments off of my YouTube videos, whingers. An absolutely essential day-to-day item, even in the office. What do you think that cost?
Well, I already know there's added value because there's unicorns on it.
Yeah, there's unicorn
So-
stickers on there, yeah.
I'm gonna say $18,000.
Now, I do get that there is an Apple logo on there. So, I mean, obviously you pay twice as much for half the spec compared to a PC. But that was about $4,000, I think, 3 years ago.
For a little flip
4,000
top.
for a little, like I ordered them for people at work and they're like a fraction of that.
Of course, but does it have an Apple logo on it?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah. So how much are we up to here for all of this?
Let's not focus on the total. That's, that's just a...
4, 6. Wow.
I think, I think adding things up is it might be offensive to some people. Some people don't like addition. So let's just, let's just not go there.
What's this thing over here?
That's a really nice gift that Bruce gave to me. Do you want to come and tell us what this is, Bruce?
No, but I will.
So what is that,
It's an
Bruce?
antique headlamp, basically. A miner's lamp.
A miner's lamp. How does it work?
You put water in the top, carbide in the bottom,
Which is like a powder.
and the water drips into the carbide, creating acetylene gas. And you light that with the ignition system on the front of it, and you get a light. It
So
burns hot, so keep your fingers out.
So back in the day, instead of using this as a headlamp so you can see what you're doing at night, down in the dark coal mines, you'd be basically walking around with a naked flame on your chest. I'm sure it smelled wonderful.
Well, that was a nice gift.
Thanks for that, Bruce. Is that worth some money? Is it thousands of dollars though?
At least.
All right.
It's priceless.
Justification. We all have our justification for things, don't we?
I'm gonna pick the remote.
Yeah. A remote controller for Sony camera systems, wireless, and I think I'm going to say that was probably $150 to $200.
What? For a remote?
I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll put the actual price. But maybe it was when I bought it, because I probably bought this 10, 12 years ago or something like that. For a remote.
That didn't even come with something. You had to buy a remote separate.
I had to buy a battery for it. Are you still adding things up?
I am. Because so you said this is like a fraction of what you have.
Well, we still haven't talked about that camera that's filming us right now, which, was probably the most expensive camera I've ever purchased.
So do you know, if you kind of didn't spend so much on your hobby, you'd probably have, or Amanda would have, like a nice kitchen in the church.
We've got a Coleman stove. It's brilliant.
Plywood.
Plywood countertops. What more do you need? They're even stained with oil.
Like, you're still happy, right? Married to him? Like,
Of course
it's...
I am.
Okay.
Can we just focus on the camera here?
Okay.
I choose that one.
So that camera there is the Sony A1. What do you think that cost?
Is it older than this thing?
No. I bought that a couple of years ago. It's probably about three years since it came out.
The whole thing I'm going with.
No,
The whole
just
thing.
the camera.
Just the camera. Oh, so you buy the camera and the lens separate. $2,000.
I think it was about $9,000.
What?
Wow. $9,000.
Yeah. So we won't talk about the Hasselblad X2D. I think we'll just end it there.
So I have a quick comment. This ridiculously expensive camera is sitting on another, what could be, three-legged stool. So you've got two, like, do you have any of these at home?
Yeah. I've got some more.
Really?
Yeah.
You could have had, like, your living room furniture all done.
Right, anyway.
You could have had everything, Amanda. The church could be finished.
Well, what about this thing?
Yeah.
That's little. That's looking at about $15.
That's a little micro SD memory card that I use in all of these devices. Tiny, tiny little thing. Probably weighs 1/8 of a gram. What do you think that cost?
I'm going to say $5. It's little.
I'm going to say it probably cost me $150.
Oh, 150?
Probably, yeah.
And you probably have more of those at home too.
Oh, umpteen of these, yeah.
Well, but what about this?
Right. All right. So you do want to know about that one. Okay. This is just the camera, not the lens. Right. So this is the Hasselblad X2D medium format camera. If you watched any of my videos, you'd have already seen it being used.
I watched one where Amanda had one she got from somewhere.
And she sometimes uses it. This is just over $11,000 in Canada.
For the just the
Just
camera.
the body of the camera.
Just the camera, yeah. No lens. The lens is the 20 to 35E ultra wide zoom lens, and that is about, I think that's somewhere between $5,000 and $6,000.
So this is like $18,000.
And again, let's not focus on totals, because some people get upset about that. So this is my profession.
It's a matter of opinion, but okay.
I can kind of justify the expenditure of this because this is what I do for a living, right? But, you know, to be fair, you're a seamstress, right? Mm-hmm. Your hobby is making things. Mm-hmm. What's the most you've ever spent on a piece of fabric? Bruce, you might want to just go outside for this.
The most I spent on fabric, probably total for the jacket was probably about $250 for material.
$250 for some fabric?
Well, yeah, but it would cost you probably $600 to buy that jacket.
And then, like, down in your basement and over the years, you know, because you like totals, don't you? What would you say is what would you say is the total amount of money that you spent on fabric over the years?
I think Bruce wants to leave.
Bruce definitely wants to leave.
I mean,
Total over the years.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to give me a number if it's truly shameful, but like in comparison to my passion, profession.
I'd say. I don't know what to say.
Right, so I think on that note we should end this pointless video. Hope you got some entertainment value out of this, and you know, if you're in the same position and you need to justify the expenditure on your camera gear, just do what I did and point out how much they spend.
Or don't invite your mother-in-law to be participating in the video. That might have been better too.
Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, give it the old thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.